Here's the story of a bird so extraordinary that its powers could heal the gravest illnesses or turn people into stone. This is the Ibong Adarna, a creature whose existence not only saved a kingdom but also sparked envy, betrayal, and a quest that would test the very fabric of royal loyalty. What made this bird so important that King Fernando would risk the lives of his 3 sons to find it? In a time long past, in the heart of a kingdom draped in the splendor of ancient tales, there was a king named Don Fernando. His kingdom, Berbanya, thrived under his wise and just rule. But one day, an inexplicable illness befell him. No medicine, no prayer could cure him. The only hope left was a mysterious bird known for its magical songs, a bird that could heal any ailment, the Ibong Adarna. This was no ordinary bird. It was said to dwell in the mystical forests, perched high in a tree called Piedras Platas, made of silver. Its feathers shone like jewels in the sun, and when it sang, its voice was a melody of such beauty that it could lull even the fiercest beasts to sleep. But more than its enchanting song, the bird held a secret. Its music had the power to heal the gravest of illnesses. Yet, capturing the Ibong Adarna was no simple task. Those who sought it often failed, cursed by its bewitching powers. King Don Fernando, frail and desperate, called upon his eldest son, Don Pedro. "My son," he said, "you must embark on a journey to find the Ibong Adarna. Only its song can save me." Don Pedro, with confidence and a stride and a heart full of determination, set forth on his quest. He ventured deep into the dark forests, facing dangers at every turn. Days turned into weeks, and just as he reached the foot of the mountain, fatigue took hold of him. Exhausted, he rested beneath a tree, unaware that this very tree was the abode of the fabled bird. As night fell, the air grew still, and the forest seemed to hold its breath. Then, out of the darkness came a song, a melody so pure, so hauntingly beautiful that it seemed to come from the stars themselves. Don Pedro looked up, and there, glowing in the moonlight, was the Ibong Adarna. It sang 7 songs, each one more enchanting than the last. But as Don Pedro listened, the bird's magic took hold of him, and he fell into a deep, unbreakable sleep. As he slept, the Ibong Adarna's droppings fell upon him, and he was turned to stone. When he did not return, the king's second son, Don Diego, was sent on the same mission. Like his brother, Don Diego journeyed through the dense forests and up the steep slopes of the mountain. And like his brother, he too succumbed to the bird's mesmerizing song, falling into a deep sleep beneath the same silver tree. And, like his brother, he was turned to stone by the bird's droppings. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The kingdom began to lose hope. But there was one more son, Don Juan, the youngest and most beloved. Despite his youth, Don Juan was known for his kindness and courage. He vowed to succeed where his brothers had failed. With a heart full of determination and a silent prayer on his lips, Don Juan set out on his journey. He traveled through the same forests, faced the same dangers, but unlike his brothers, he met a mysterious old man along the way. The old man, who seemed to know everything about the Ibong Adarna, gave Don Juan a piece of advice. When you reach a tree of silver, slice your palm with a knife and let the pain keep you awake. For if you sleep, the bird will escape and you will be lost like your brothers. Don Juan nodded, his resolve strengthened. When he finally reached a tree, he followed the old man's advice. As the Ibong Adarna began to sing, his voice sweeter than honey, Don Juan felt the pull of sleep. But a sharp pain from his wound kept him awake. He listened to all 7 songs, and when the bird finished, he quickly captured it, careful not to let it escape. With the Ibong Adarna in hand, Don Juan made his way back to Berbanya. But his journey was far from over. Along the way, he found his 2 brothers, still turned to stone beneath a tree. With the bird's magic, he restored them to life, and together, they began their journey home. King Don Fernando, upon hearing the Ibong Adarna's song, was miraculously cured. The kingdom rejoiced, but envy began to fester in the hearts of Don Pedro and Don Diego. Unable to bear that their younger brother had succeeded where they had failed, they plotted against him. They beat Don Juan and left him for dead, taking the bird for themselves. But fate, as it often does, favored the just. Don Juan survived, and with the help of a kind-hearted hermit, he made his way back to the kingdom. When he returned, the truth about his brother's betrayal was revealed. As punishment for their treachery, Don Pedro and Don Diego were imprisoned, stripped of their royal privileges, and banished from the kingdom. Don Juan, honored as a true hero of the story, was celebrated by all. The Ibong Adarna, with its golden feathers and enchanting songs, remained in the palace, its presence a reminder of the trials the kingdom had overcome and the virtue of a pure heart. And so, the tale of the Ibong Adarna ends, but this is just one story among the many that we tell here. Subscribe for more amazing tales from around the world.